you should have never married him. Because now you've ruined everything about what your brand could.
All of y'all, for some reason, when y'all are around certain people, y'all feel that y'all have this power. You!
It's good, but it's not.
That Jay Z has exhibited signs of envy, jealousy, hate, and stopping bags behind the scenes.
You ruined hip-hop, you ruined football, you ruined basketball, you ruined touring, you ruined Instagram, you ruined Twitter. The jig is up. All of this is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. And she also is saying, she's mentioning Desiree, who is one of Jay-Z.
So just when we thought the beef between Jay Z and Nicki couldn't get any worse, he just dragged her whole family, including her son Papa Bear, for filth, and even threatened to put a hit on her. Mind you, he did this in front of Beyonce and a bunch of his fans, and they all cheered him on instead of being concerned for Nicki. According to Wendy, there are only two ways Nicki is going to end up by the time Roc Nation is done with her. Either dead or in a guardianship just like they did to her. When you hear Nicki say there are folks out here who want her out of the way, believe her. Now, granted, Nicki is unhinged, but it's never to the point of wanting her dead. The crazy thing is, Jay isn't the first to do this. Multiple people have warned her to end her life. So much so that she explicitly said the reason she went MAGA was that they were the only one who reached out to offer her security when she publicly cried out for help. Girl, I fear for Nicki. This might really just be the end for her. Next thing you know, they'll say she died from an OD.
I have my own theory on the Nicki Minaj thing. The way she's associating herself with Trump and why she's rooting for him publicly even though she's getting some backlash all over the internet. And I really think she do agree with him on many things, but I do feel like she's making it publicly because she's probably looking for protection. You know from who? You know who I'm talking about.
Okay, so as most of y'all know, Nicki has been going hard on Jay Z for about a year now, accusing him of being involved with Epstein, allegedly having a hand in offering people up for sacrifices, sabotaging her now non-existent career, and scamming her out of hundreds of millions of dollars. You see, back in 2015, Jay Z recruited Nicki, along with a bunch of other artists, for the relaunch of Tidal, in which they would have 3% equity. But guess what he did? He allegedly backdoored everyone to sell off the company to Jack Dorsey's for $302 million, and proceeded to not pay her a single dime, even though she was owed about $8 million from the sale. And when her lawyers reached out to him, he told her he could only give her $1 million, which she declined for obvious reasons. She's owed way more than $1 million. Oh, and don't even get me started on the sacrifices she accused Jay Z of participating in. Your favorite artist has been practicing rituals in a satanic cult where they take people from other countries and offer them as a form of bee sacrifice to their god. You see, when your master is Satan, you must constantly shed bee. However, the jig is up. Now, Jay Z never responded to Nicki at the time, but recently he finally did. And while he was at it, he seemingly threatened to have both her and Kanye silenced if they didn't stop speaking on him and his family. Okay, so during Jay Z's recent performance at Roots Picnic, he decided to do a little diss freestyle, where he finally responded to everyone who's had his name in their mouth. He went in on everyone, including Drake, Kanye West, Dame Dash, Jaguar Wright, and of course, Nicki. And baby, he didn't hold back. He accused her of being hooked on that white powder, dragged her for her PDF husband, mocked her inability to complete sentences, clowned her for supporting MAGA even though he's been publicly caught cozying up to MAGA folks, and even brought up her son Papa Bear. The amount of lashes Papa Bear has received already, and will probably continue receiving for the rest of his life because of how insufferable his mama is, should be illegal. I actually feel bad for him at this point. Jay rapped, "That lady back on that stuff. She sounds like she's in love with them. Her Ken can't even pick they kid. Enough of them." He then continued, "A rapper can't be my op. I got MAGA Republicans. Those shots came from the very top of the government. Good luck with them."
100 horses when we fixing to leave.
That lady back on the stuff, she sound like she in love with him. Her kid can't even take their kids. Enough of them.
But here's where things went from just Jay being petty to flat out seemingly threatening her and Kanye's life. You see, right after he dissed Nicki, He proceeded to diss Kanye, and during his diss, he referenced his infamous knife incident with Un Rivera, where he reportedly stabbed Un for leaking his album. People felt like Jay referencing this while dissing Nicki and Kanye was him basically making them know that he doesn't play the internet games. He'll actually pop out on them and Un Rivera them. You ever heard of Wonderkin? My children are some of them. Have you guys have no shame? You really want to get under my skin? I'll really get under your skin. Ask Un how I'm playing.
Ever heard of a wonderkin? My children are some of them. Have you niggas no shame? Y'all trying to get under skin? I really get under skin. Ask Un how I'm playing.
Now, the crazy thing about Nicki's life, because being threatened, is that it is not the first time it's happened. There have been multiple SWAT calls made to her house. Were pulled on her in her own home. She was set up in a whole other country and arrested. And according to reports, Wendy Williams believes the end goal is for them to either have Nicki dead or throw her in a guardianship to shut her up for good. If y'all remember, police were called out to Nicki's house after a neighbor reported hearing multiple gunshots coming from her property. The person who made the call even claimed Nicki had been hit. But when officers arrived, they discovered it was actually a SWAT call. And this wasn't even the first time something like this had been done to her. The first time was back in June 2023, when someone called the police making false allegations about Nicki and her husband allegedly using their son. Even after months of investigating, police claimed they couldn't identify who was behind the calls. But Nicki wasn't waiting around for them to figure it out. She hired her own private investigator, and within days, they had a name. That's when it became clear to her that the police weren't really in her corner. Nicki actually came out and tweeted about it. And she said, "To the woman who made those swatting calls to my home, was it worth it, Dumbo? And if you thought it stopped there, it didn't. It was really just getting started." Another alleged attempt on her life came in the form of food poisoning. She posted a photo of an Outback Steakhouse order that had, "We love you, Barb," written on the bag, and said she was disturbed by the fact that whoever prepared her food somehow knew it was being delivered to her. She suspected someone on her own team had leaked that information to set her up. She said, "Thank God I don't eat the food in this place. Imagine seeing this written on a brown paper bag. Why would a person placing an order say who it's for? Odd." Then, while she was on tour for Pink Friday 2, she was arrested and detained at the airport in Amsterdam after Dutch authorities received a tip that she was carrying substances in her luggage.
Because you are carrying drugs.
I'm not carrying.
Okay, but it's not a question here. I think it's.
I'm not
smart
carrying
to go
drugs.
inside.
Number one, when I came here,
Yeah.
the
Okay,
back.
you can go inside.
No, I'm not going in there. I need a lawyer present.
You will get a lawyer. It's
No,
no
I
problem.
need a lawyer present now.
Okay, please.
Where am I going? I have no idea where
you
I'm
have
going.
to go to the police station.
What address is that?
It's 5 minutes away.
It's 5 minutes away.
What's the address of the police precinct?
When you will catch your next show, we have to do it very fast, and we will help. But
You're talking about my show?
yes,
What about it?
yeah, we talk.
Said they will help to try to.
Apparently, the plan was to get her caught with something serious enough to land her behind bars. But fortunately, what was found was only soft substances, and she walked away with a fine of just a few $100s. The moment she was released, she got straight on X. And baby, she did not hold back. They've been trying everything they possibly can to try to stop this tour. They took my luggage, and when I asked where it is, they said it's on the plane. It couldn't have been. I just pulled up.
So what I was told was that allegedly Jay Z and Roc Nation is behind this. Jay Z and Roc Nation has been after Nicki for a while, especially after she released that song Bigfoot, Goodfoot. But even long before then, there had been beef, which I did not realize. So, from what I'm being told, was trying to get her arrested, but of course legally. That's why they waited till she was overseas to do this to her. Roc Nation wanted to make sure that when she got arrested or apprehended for whatever, because in the industry they can get you set up with all kinds of charges. All right. It said that they wanted to make sure her husband was not with her, because her husband is her protection, which we know that. But we know Roc Nation is looking to bankrupt Nicki. And this is why there has been several stories planted about her being broke, going absolute setup and sabotage. And if I was Nicki, I would fire my whole team. Fire the whole security team. There is a mole. Get rid of them all. There is a mole. Because now that I think about it, Roc Nation got Meg. The only competition that Nicki has is Meg. Let's keep it real. It ain't Lotto. It ain't Mocha Latte. What's the other rappers out here? There's nobody. It ain't Cardi. I know y'all wanted it to be Cardi. It ain't Cardi. She was absolutely set up. Also, Tory Lanez was supposed to sign the Roc Nation first, and the second option was Meg. See? But y'all remember when Tory Lanez's daddy said, "This is Roc Nation," we all thought he was crazy.
And remember the guardianship allegations? That tea was originally spilled by Tasha K, who claimed Roc Nation had allegedly been plotting to get Nicki placed under a guardianship similar to what happened to Wendy Williams. And according to Tasha, the only thing standing between Nicki and that happening is her husband, Kenneth Petty. Y'all gonna stop twisting my damn words. Nicki Minaj ain't got no schizophrenia. They tried to 5150 Kanye for being bipolar. It's a mood disorder. Then turned around and attempted to seize his assets just because he was talking his ish. Meanwhile, Wendy Williams is sitting in a luxury hospital suite while her lawyers spend her money. Michael Jackson's gone, and Britney Spears had to flee the US to Mexico just to feel free after years under that conservatorship. What part don't y'all understand? This is a systemic industry takedown, meant to make her look incapable of managing her own money. And let's be clear, Kenny, the husband, is in the way. All this started after she tweeted about that damn COVID vaccine. And in fact, right before Jay Z's recent alleged threats on her life had been threatened by an affiliate of Kendrick Lamar and SZA. If y'all remember, Nicki got into a nasty back and forth with SZA. Well, while that was going on, one of the TDE goons, Mac Whoop, jumped on a live stream and threatened to get Nicki handled if she didn't cut the BS.
Yo, what's going on, bruh? Oh my God. Update me. This internet shit crazy. I'm your blood. Hey, Nicki, relax. Relax. So you get put in the blender like your boy did. Uh-oh. She gotta relax. She gotta relax.
Nicki didn't take this threat lightly, and she immediately responded to the video, calling the FBI and the CIA to protect her. And guess what? The FBI representative, Anna Paulina Luna, responded and ordered that there be increased security for Nicki and a restraining order against Mac. She said, "Mac Whoop, did you just threaten to harm me? At FBI, I want this man investigated right away. He has ties to other people who've been a part of very shady business and is now threatening harm, as well as admitting to a crime about someone else. Which boy was put in a blender?" Nicki even went as far as claiming in her report that the boy that Mark was claiming TDE and Roc Nation put in the blender was Tory. It seems to me that he's talking about Tory recently being stabbed up in what many believe to be a setup. At FBI, I'm ready to talk about everything I know. At CIA Director, these thugs have gone way too far. They have now begun public threats due to their leaders feeling above the law. This is when Anna Paulina responded, saying, "Please text my cell. I will forward this to law enforcement immediately." Anyway, it's now being reported that Wendy also believes Nicki is being targeted. Mind you, Wendy is also a victim of the industry. So if anyone knows what a target looks like, it would be her. And judging from what Tasha K said, they might really be trying to Wendy Williams Nicki out of her. The threats on her life are literally in our face. She has no protection except for her husband, and no one seems to care. One person said, "Yes, I believe Nicki, and she's not crazy. Plus, Desiree just put her own daughter into a mental hospital for nothing. Jay Z has about 10 lawsuits against him, but nobody really speaks on them. He been a snake." Another person said, "Jay Z needs to be stopped now. He's just an evil person." But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about Jay Z being accused of allegedly trying to take Nicki's life? And do you really think they are trying to do Nicki like how they did Wendy Williams? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to click here to watch that very messy video.